Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of PCs and EVs. I wanted to share some of my favorite features as well as some of my least favorite features so far with my car. Jumping right into it, one of my least favorite features about it has got to be the fact that there's no over-the-air updates and that the window locks and child locks are on the same button. And we're going to show you that now. As I said before, the window lock and child lock are on the same button on the driver's door. Right now, all of the doors in the rear have child lock on and can't roll down their windows. And now they could. I can't control those separately, which isn't a big deal, but it would be nice. Another one of my favorite features has got to be the heads-up display. And just the giant screens that I have positioned directly in front of me. From a comfortable viewing angle, I don't run into the issue a lot of other people do, where they can't see the speedometer or their range. I sometimes lose my current mileage, my odometer, but I don't have any issue with seeing my range or my speed. Another issue I've run into has been sometimes if the car is locked and I open the door to get out, the door handle on the rear doors don't present themselves. Even when the car's in park, I haven't consistently gotten it to present themselves. Also, it's a $55,000 car in the limited trim. Give the rear windows, give the rear automatic windows where they go down and up, where you just have to click it once. I have a couple more quirks that I've run into over my 7,000 miles in about 3 months now of owning the car. Sometimes when I stop at a stoplight, I will have the front parking sensors randomly start beeping when there's absolutely nothing in front of me. It doesn't happen all the time, but happens probably about 10% of the time, which is enough that it's interesting and kind of annoying. Another thing, this car, while in settings, shows an over-the-air update button, which I'll show in just a moment. Doesn't have over-the-air updates. All updates have to be done with a little USB stick plugged into the front USB where you would do like your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Again, you heard me right. You have to plug in your phone for Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. This car doesn't come with wireless versions of those. It's funny because it says OTA update and you can click on it. It doesn't do anything. When you click update, it says please check the device containing the update files and try again, which obviously means it doesn't have it. As stated in previous videos, this car has a 110 outlet here in the back, but I've noticed on mine at least, you have to hold it into specific positions to get it to actually engage. So as you see right now, it would be providing power to everything that's plugged into it. Then when I let go of it, it clicks back and wouldn't. I'm probably going to take it in for service on that very shortly. I just haven't gotten around to it, just like I haven't gotten around to the recall. And for those of you who don't know, the recall issue was solved literally the next day by Hyundai issuing a software update that a dealer has to apply. What the recall was there was a small issue where sometimes the parking brake, the electronic parking brake would become disengaged while parked, causing rollaway. Now here's a shell shock. My car, when I picked it up in March, didn't have heat, didn't have AC. What they ended up having to do, when I took delivery of my car in March, it didn't have heating, it didn't have air conditioning. It had like the seat heating and the steering wheel heating, but nothing came out of the vents warmed or anything like that. What ended up having to happen was they had to replace my AC control module, which I had to create a service appointment at a local dealer to me. And I tried that at 2 different dealers, both of them not EV certified. So make sure you call ahead and make sure that the dealers are EV certified. So then instead I had to end up driving to a dealership about 45 minutes away from me that was EV certified by Hyundai, and they diagnosed the issue as the AC control module. They ordered it. It was about a month, or 2 weeks to a month for it to come in. I don't really remember off the top of my head, as it's been a bit now. And once that was in, they installed it. No issues there. Didn't cost me a thing. I had them do my rotating of my tires then as well, and it's been working flawlessly ever since. But I did have to go down to a dealership about 45 minutes away from me twice to get this installed, so it was generally inconvenient. I think Hyundai could solve this if they opened up all of their dealerships to being able to work on their electric vehicles, especially ones like the Ioniq 5 where it's crazy high demand. And while we're on the notion of heating, I've noticed that my car will automatically turn off the heated steering wheel and turn down the heated seats from 3 to 2 after about 25 minutes of being in the car driving. I found that relatively annoying, but honestly, it's not the end of the world to hit a button, wait a quarter second for the screen to load up and turn it back on. So, ultimately a non-issue, but just kind of frustrating, you know? And I've actually also had a couple of my buddies ask me recently, how do you charge it at home? You can charge it just on a regular wall outlet with the included cord. That would take about 70 hours from completely dead, about 55 from 25-ish%, about 35 from 50%, and about 20 hours from 75% on just a regular outlet. Alternatively, if you install a 240 volt outlet, or not outlet, but hardwired EV charger on your house, this car can support up to, I believe, 11.3 kilowatt charging rate on AC, which means you can fill it up in about 7 hours from dead to full. And then obviously you've got the DC fast charging rate where it can take up to 240 kilowatt peak when you're on a 350 kilowatt station. And if you're on a 150 kilowatt station, I've seen it take up to 170 kilowatt peak. So either way, your 10 to 80 would be anywhere from 18 to 23, assuming good conditions. I also almost forgot, I absolutely love the 360 degree camera. It even has the wheels turn as you turn the wheel in the car itself, which is... One of my last thoughts I'm going to leave you guys with is a lot of times I'll leave this closed because it does warm up a little bit in here with it open, but I absolutely love the look of the panoramic glass roof. I personally would not trade it for a sunroof myself. I know a couple of people in my family who would, but I've loved having the car over the course of the past 7,000 miles. Up next, we're going to be doing some range testing. I plan on doing a 55 mile an hour range test in Eco with adaptive cruise control on. I plan on doing a 65 mile an hour one in Eco, Normal, and Sport. And I plan on doing a 75 mile an hour one, probably also in Eco, but I'm curious to see what the results are from the other stuff. So I may do one video for that. I may do a couple of separate ones because there's obviously different parameters. As always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below if you have anything in particular range test wise you'd like me to test of those three options, and I'd be more than happy to do it.